I kind of grew up in a young age at my grandmother's house with my mom, and so my mom taught me how to make sides and make grilled cheese sandwiches. But my dad and my granddad, they raised pigs and stuff. So I grew up on a pig farm. So that's where the parts of barbecue came in. And I decided one day that I wanted to quit my job and open a barbecue joint. My dad, I give all that credit to my dad. He really told me about oxygen, how to let a fire breathe, how to break it down, like how to shut it down if it gets too high. So I learned a lot of that from my dad at an early age, just how to control a fire. I wanted to be traditional with like just a rib shack, just a 3-day-a-week barbecue joint. And that was the whole plan. I didn't expect to go to like 4 or 5 restaurants. So it just started out. I quit my job, took my 401k, and opened a barbecue joint, and just kind of winged it. Never been to culinary arts school or nothing like that. Just learning by hand. I look at it kind of like goals. Like you want to be better the next year. So I don't want to be like the same place all the time. So I'm always trying to find a way to get better. I feel like you get better with time. So I just think like, if you come to my place and eat my ribs or my pork sandwich this year, next year you come, it should taste better. So I just always want to elevate it and learn different ways to do it. It's just so many different ways to do it. You have people doing it electric. You have people cooking with pellets. You have people cooking with lump charcoal, all wood. So it's just so many different ways to cook barbecue and what you call barbecue. So, to me, I always call barbecue if you're cooking it low and you're cooking it slow. You're cooking with all wood, but you now have people that's, just cooking with briquettes and they're calling it barbecue, so. My preferred way is with the wood coals, burning the wood coals down like in America in burn barrels. I was explaining which Jasper made that basically burn pit, which is like a burn barrel. But I do the same thing in my pit, in my offset reverse flow pits. Is I load up like 12 pieces of wood in it, and then I burn them down the coals till I get a good coal bed. And so people could taste the coal and the smoke and the flavor. Well, I always felt like if you build a brand, what speaks more about your brand is yourself. So if I put myself on my brand, then I'm gonna represent myself everywhere I go. But what particularly caught my eyes when I went in the barbecue sauce aisles or the condiment aisles in the store, you never really seen a young person's face on a barbecue sauce bottle. It was always old people faces. So I kind of wanted to put my face on it. And not only that, I wanted to focus on just cooking it my way. And so I didn't want to go down the competition road either, where those guys, they don't cook every day, it's something they do as a hobby. Where I had a family, so I cook barbecue to feed my family. So that's how I came up with the slogan, I don't cook for judges, I cook for the people. Yeah, I go to Texas and you get a lot of brisket, and you go to Texas and so everybody's cooking brisket. So it's like this brisket's gonna taste like the brisket on the next street. You go to someplace like Georgia, you have a multiple of chicken and rib and pork spots. So, it's kind of like you go to Memphis and it's dry rubbed. You go to KC, it's sauce. You go to Georgia, it's red sauce and different cuts. So, it's just so many different ways. You go to, like I said, California early, you're getting tri-tip, so it's like a grill, it's almost steak. You come here and it's almost the same method. It's cooked real fast, and so it's almost like, I don't want to say broiling. So I'll be going on my 3rd year. I teach the thermodynamics of barbecue at Harvard University. Actually, I'll be there from the 22nd through the 24th of October. But I teach the energy. Harvard has a Harvard Science of Cooking. And so there's different chapters, and I'm the chapter 9. So I'm there talking about fire control, oxygen, diffusion, how the wood diffuses into the meat. We actually even came up with what they call it, an equation on ribs. But then I go again this year too. So I go there to teach the thermodynamics of barbecue. Intake, outtake. If you're direct cooking, it's more you worried about the outtake. But if you're cooking like me on a reverse flow pit or offset pit, you're more worried about the intake. That's where the fire is burning, and you want to get as much oxygen to that wood as you can, and that's what controls that temp gauge. I'm gonna actually say 2. I'm gonna say Rodney Scott, being from South Carolina and being able to call Rodney a lot of times when I was growing and new to the scene, and asking him questions, and he answered. He's a pitmaster I respect. I respect him a lot. Also Pat Martin, out of Nashville, that owns Martin's Barbecue. Likewise, same thing. Like, he helped me when I was transitioning and getting bigger and bigger, and he was just telling me what I need to do here, what I need to do here. So I'm gonna say Pat Martin and Rodney Scott is 2 guys that kind of I really respect. My favorite restaurant is Campbell's Barbecue in Rembert, South Carolina. Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School. I read a lot of different books. I read a lot of books about business. So like now I'm reading a book about the strategy. And I read a lot of books about business because it kind of helps me with understanding the structure. It's not all just about cooking. Usually South Beach, Miami. Usually we go to South Beach a lot. I'm living my dream, actually. So I'm gonna say what I'm doing now is my dream. I always wanted to open a barbecue restaurant, and so I'm doing that now. Trap music, Jay-Z, trap music, Yo Gotti, Outkast. I'm from the South, so that's what I listen to. The most difficult is finding great people with the same passion and understanding that everybody's not like you. So everybody is different, so you can't expect people to do what you do. Just find people to fit in their place and do their job. So I think if you really focus on just understanding that and you get that, and everybody's not gonna have the initiative you take and all those things, then you'll be okay. It'll be a lot less stressful. What I like the most is training. I'm very good at training, mentoring. I have patience, so when I was welding, so I get that from welding. When I used to weld, I was always training people. So that's why I have patience in training people. But I stay away from the finances and the organization and the phone calls and the marketing and the emails. I stay away from all that. I think in barbecue, not one day is the same. Every day is different. It could be raining and it can affect the weather compared to being in a kitchen and the temp is always the same. You can get wet wood, you can get dry wood. As that wood was burning today, as you heard it hissing, it was very heavy, it had a lot of water in it. So it's just, you gotta have the passion for it. And if you don't have the passion for it, you'll never make it in barbecue.